So Jen Psaki had just a banner week behind the podium at the White House this past week. She admitted what I think most conservatives intuitively knew, because this is the character of the Biden administration. But she said the words out loud for everyone to hear. Psaki admitted that the White House, the goal of the White House is censorship of information that the White House disagrees with or doesn't like. And this comes in a variety of forms. First of all, Psaki admitted that the White House actively flags posts that they don't like for Facebook to remove. Take a listen to this.
We are in regular touch with these social media platforms, and those engagements typically happen through members of our senior staff, but also members of our COVID-19 team. Given, as Dr. Murthy conveyed, this is a big issue of misinformation, specifically on the pandemic. In terms of actions, Alex, that we have taken, or we're working to take, I should say, from the federal government, we've increased disinformation research and tracking within the Surgeon General's office. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
The White House notifies Facebook of posts that the White House wants Facebook to remove. That's collusion if I've ever heard it. Then Psaki admitted that the White House flags this, what she calls disinformation. I'm not going to use that same word except in the context that she used it. But the White House flags what she terms to be disinformation for mainstream media outlets too. This might be the most underreported part of the story. Take a listen to this.
I would say first, it shouldn't come as any surprise that we're in regular touch with social media platforms, just like we're in regular touch with all of you and your media outlets about areas where we have concern, information that might be useful, information that may or may not be interesting to your viewers. You all make decisions just like the social media platforms make decisions, even though they're a private sector company and different, but just as an example. So we are regularly making sure social media platforms are aware of the latest narratives dangerous to public health that we and many other Americans are seeing across all of social and traditional media. And we work to engage with them to better understand the enforcement of social media platform policies.
And we'll get back to that in 1 second. Psaki further admitted that the White House, she is speaking, remember, not on her personal behalf, she is speaking on behalf of the Biden administration. She says that you should be banned from all social media networks if you have been banned on one. She wants that entire collusion. She wants that entire silencing. Take a listen to this.
Providing for Facebook or other platforms to measure and publicly share the impact of misinformation on their platform and the audience it's reaching. Also with the public, with all of you, to create robust enforcement strategies that bridge their properties and provide transparency about rules. You shouldn't be banned from one platform and not others for providing misinformation out there.
And then, oh yes, we're not done. She continues to show you exactly how elaborate this apparatus, this collusion between government and big tech is. She actually admitted that they keep track of people who she considers to be disseminating misinformation. She says, listen to it for yourself.
I think this was a question asked before. There's about 12 people who are producing 65% of anti-vaccine misinformation on social media platforms. All of them remain active on Facebook, despite some even being banned on other platforms, including Facebook, ones that Facebook owns.
So after this happened, and we're going to analyze each of those things in a second because there's a lot to unpack that isn't even being picked up in the headlines, then Joe Biden himself escalated this to another level. Following Jen Psaki's press conferences, he was asked by a member of the press corps to comment on the White House colluding with Facebook to censor these posts and this allegation from the Biden White House that this disinformation is actively killing people. And this is what Biden said about Facebook specifically. Take a listen to this.
What's your message to platforms like Facebook?
They're killing people. I mean, it really, look, the only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
You know you're a bad person and a bad politician if what was one of your number one partnerships, your primary partnerships, Facebook, is actually turning on you because you've been so disloyal to them. Biden accused Facebook of literally killing people because they're not censoring exactly the way that he thinks so. And this is how Facebook responded. They kicked it right back to him. They said, "We will not be distracted by accusations which are not supported by the facts. The fact is more than 2 billion people have viewed authoritative information about COVID-19 and vaccines on Facebook, which is more than any other place on the internet. More than 3.3 million Americans have also used our vaccine finder tool to find out where and how to get a vaccine. The facts show that Facebook is helping save lives, period. Now, you can contest much of what they said about authoritative sources, but that's not the point of what we're talking about right now. Facebook then said to NBC News, and this is even snippier, they said, in private exchanges, the Surgeon General has praised our work, including our efforts to inform people about COVID-19. They knew what they were doing. The White House is looking for scapegoats for missing their vaccine goals, end quote. That is quite something, quite something. So Facebook is obviously mad because Biden was rude to them and he threw them under the bus because his press secretary is an idiot and is admitting to this collusion between big tech. And I want to talk more about the implications of this, the things that we should note that are maybe underreported from Jen Psaki's press conference. But first, Twitter, this is coming to fruition already. Jen Psaki first talked about blocking people spreading disinformation. And that same day, Twitter blocked Alex Berenson for 12 hours. This happened this past weekend, and they did not give him a reason why. Hi, before you go, let me talk to you about something. As you know, I've been censored on Facebook and YouTube, so I partnered with Locals to create a censorship-free community. I also just launched my show, and I have a lot of exciting new things coming up that I want to make sure I can share with you and get your input on. I'm going to be sharing behind-the-scenes looks of my set and my show prep, and I get a lot of questions about my hair and makeup routines, my research process, and so much more. So I'll give you sneak peeks of all of that. I'll also be doing exclusive segments of my show just for Locals VIPs. All of my interviews will be shared on Locals for VIPs to watch as well. I'll be taking questions directly from VIPs for the video mailbag in my show, and you'll get the episodes free from ads. Who doesn't love that? Not to mention, I'll keep doing everything that you've already come to love. Ask me questions for live Q&As. Let's talk about your favorite books, what yummy vegan food I'm eating for lunch, and what ridiculous headlines I'm reading today. You can do all of that and more, but only if you are a Liz Wheeler Show VIP on Locals. The monthly subscription is $9 a month, but if you really want a good deal, we have an annual subscription for just $72. That's 4 months free. 4 months. So join me on Locals as a VIP. I'll see you over there.